So I took 10 pips out of this trade. This stuff is so good, it is untrue. And look at this. Gold, this was showing no colour. I can't believe this, actually. It was showing very little colour anyway, a couple of minutes ago. And this was telling me I should be looking for longs. Obviously, this was telling me I should be looking for longs. I think I checked M5 first. Yeah. So this was telling me I should be looking for longs. So literally, it was just past the hour. I've just literally started uploading the fourth or fifth take of a video I tried to start making this morning. And I hope you understand, guys. I start to make a video for a reason, and then I mess it up because I'm stupid, admittedly, and I'm too lazy to edit stuff, and it takes such a long time editing as well. Because if it's a 30-minute video, it takes 30 minutes to reprocess it, the new version. So anyway, I digress. So first thing I do when I open charts after I've messed around with that video and I've had 2 or 3 hours worth of phone calls and all sorts of other interruptions is look at this now. Look at that there. And then I want to see whether it's broken the high of its trigger bar. We're going to call that the trigger bar. And if it hasn't, then I know it should do. That's it. We can't go short because it's green. We are looking at that trigger, and if it hasn't broken the high, we're waiting for it to test the high, and that's my trade now. And here it goes. This is getting close to being the holy grail of trading. I know you should never say that, and I'll probably have to eat my words, but I can trade it, and if I can do it, honestly, all of you can do it. But as I said in the previous video, the most important part of trading is, go on baby, push, push, push. The most important part of trading is your head game. But for me, I always knew that my head game would be sorted out by scalping. The ability to find trades whenever I want, whenever I open a chart. And, all of my silly little rules you might think are stupid enable me to do that. And I love it. I can't tell you how much I love it now. And it gets better every day. I mean, if you'd looked at me, I was putting emphasis in other areas 6 months ago, and a year ago it was other areas, and a year before that it was other areas, and it's improved, so it doesn't lie. What I say does not lie. So anyway, guys, there's no need to scream and shout about this. I did have a look at S100 as well. That's where I started, but then I noticed gold here, but it wasn't here. So this was all good for the long, but it wasn't good for the long, if that makes any sense. I mean, it's gone. Let's have a look at the M1. At the time, that's right, we didn't have the M5, it was not green. And look, it's so messy compared to, I can prove why I didn't take this and I took the gold. They're both on the Bollinger, always takes a while to fill, both looking perfect. I've got this set to 1 now, 1 minute. Whether that's the right setting or not, I don't know. G-E-E trader on my YouTube feed, we've been chatting, well, a couple of comments and things. He uses it, so he knows far more than I do. So I'm going to have a chat with him, pick his brains, and who knows, I might be doing it right, I might be doing it stupidly wrong. But the point is, this, I looked at this, that wasn't right, it was grey, so I had to wait. That would have been fantastic. That's a lovely, oh no, do apologise. But these are huge moves. No, I'm flitting from one thing to another. They're still huge moves. 123, that's 12, effectively 12 pips. But this one, I missed it. That's a whole 25 minutes ago. bearing in mind we were 5 minutes past the hour, so it's not, it doesn't compute. So this one does. That's a perfectly good trade. Go to the next 5 minute, stick. Well, you can see where I stuck a high on that actually, and it wasn't right. So put a new high on that trigger bar. That's the trigger bar I'm talking about on this M5. So that's the new high. Gold is in negative actually, looking at my results now. So that was the trade there. And I know I post, so that was only 7 or 8 pips. I didn't like the look of that one at all compared with gold. But this is important, and I'm glad, I made this video now, because they are in and out so fast. We're trading momentum, we're trading multi-time frame, but this is a really, really important example, because I'm always, remember this guys, I'm always 99% out of my trades. Nothing changes. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, I took 250 points out of that when I'd only taken 12. When I post my charts, whether they're monster moves or not, I'm 99% flat. Sometimes I do. I'm lucky. I do get 20 points, 20 pips, 200 points. But I'm not trying to sugarcoat things or polish a turd, I think is a good saying I used to love. Not trying to make out I'm doing something I'm not. I'm a scalper. And getting 10 points, 10 pips, 100 points is my dream. And I'm not even worried about whether or think I do 10 trades, 1 trade, or 15 or 30. The scalpers that I was in awe of did do those numbers, 30s and 40s. All you have to worry about is that I take 1 trade a day. That's all that matters. That is my mantra. It's 1 trade a day, then stop. As it is, I'm taking far more than 1 trade a day. But that's my business. And you can see it all in front of your eyes. You've got the kit. So you don't need anything other than the 48,000 tweets I've made and the 1,020 videos I've made. It's all there. And it shows my journey from beginning to end, where we are now. It's all authentic. It's all there. So, anyway, sorry for the preach again and rant, but, this isn't long now. We can't go long. We can't possibly go long based on that 1 minute chart. If this turns green and breaks above that, that is what we call increased momentum, growing momentum. Stopped out on the runner. Do I care? No. There'll be other ones, maybe, I can't even say on the 15 minute, on the 30 minute candle, on the next 45 minute candle, quarter to the hour, right up to the 5 minute candle before the hour ends. If this is green at 5 to, what time are we now? 6, the H4 close, you got to think about loads and loads of things still again, guys. But that's you have to educate yourself. You've got the tools, you know what to look for, you can't go short against the green, you can't go long against the red. Simple as that. Traffic light trading. Micro pip precision trading with the 3CRs and the 2Bs. Power trading with the line charts. Multi-time frame power trading, momentum trading, whatever you want to call it. You've just seen what I talk about. 3 green bars, momentum, and boom. We call it 3 green bars. 3 green bars. Momentum, break that high, boom. That's your trigger. How many times do you have to look at it? It's on your charts, guys. These are priceless. They are absolutely priceless. And don't forget the caveat, some will turn 3 green and fail. But you are protected against that with the timing issue. Some will fail because that's the nature of the game. But, if you're only relying on 1 or 2 trades a day and 18 out of 20 trades or whatever you want to call it are winners, then you're rocking and rolling. Over a week, I'm talking about. 2 trades a day, 14 was 10 trades a week, isn't it? And 8 or 9 of those 10 trades are likely to be winners because I have stacked everything in my favour. And that's what you do, and that's what scalpers do. And that's why I can trade with confidence. Because I've taught myself that I need to be in and out of the market as fast as possible. And tomorrow's another trade. EJ, what's that telling us at the moment? It's in the sell zone. This is, telling us we should be looking at EJ. But I prefer, actually, this is where, belt and braces, you can never have too many reasons to stay out of trades. That's a good one. I've not used that one before. You can never have too many reasons to stay out of trades. We don't hunt for trades. We plan trades. That's turning red now. But it's smack into support. But another thing, while we're here, remember, this isn't true support because it's part of a downtrend. That is minor support. It's not made a higher high above there. Buyers are not particularly powerful. Minor support does not push price above previous high. If that was like that, we've broken these sellers with these buyers. That is a new high. But it's still part of a downswing, downtrend. So it's still minor support. But you could go on forever. You could say minor, super minor, super minor, or major minor. Go on forever. But the facts are the facts. You can't go long against this. And at the moment, remember the flickering scenario? That was red. It's not anymore. This is pretty. Look at that. Just trade the break of the low. But then you check M1 rather. And it didn't, it turned green there, so don't trade against that. Wait till that turns red again. Got 3 reds. Red, red, red. Tiny little bit of drawdown, went into profit, tiny little bit of drawdown, and then boom, down it goes. So, EJ, what's that on M1 here? What was the stop? So, as I say, as a rule of thumb, either M5 or M15, just find your stop loss and put it behind there. It's an easy rule, or you could go price will test the last support broken. This is support. It can come back and test that. You've got to decide. The 3CR will attract price like a magnet, often. But also remember, 3CR, this is multiple 3CRs, means we've got multiple exhaustive phases. But what was that? Let's have a look. That was the 3 reds. So we pulled back 3 pips, 2.7 pips, and we went down. What did I just say about being a scalper and being happy with 3 or 4 pips? 10 pips. Always, when you're in a short, always set your targets above where you think they're going to be, because you've got to take the spread into account. And we can see where that bounced. There, that's the open close area. there. And so that is where, you want to be thinking about your TP. 3 pip stop, or should I say 3 pip drawdown, and 7 or 8 pips TP. So I could go on forever with these, but these are super powerful. And I ignore people that ask me, where can I get this? Because if you can't be bothered to follow my link on Twitter, or you don't say hello, I ignore people that I don't know that don't say hello. It's common decency. Hi, best forex method or whatever. Darren, if you know me from Twitter. Can you tell me where I can get the indicators, please? Hi and please. Not where do I get the TMO settings? Like one that I've ignored today. Sorry if it sounds bullshit, but I'm old school. Manners cost nothing. Use them, or expect to get ignored, or use search. The other answer to these people, if I can be bothered, and I've said it 1,000 times, search the TMA settings. I made a whole video about it. So search on my YouTube channel TMA settings, or search the 48,000 nearly tweets on my Twitter X feed. Simple. TMA settings. 2 words. And indicators might be on my pinned tweet. It's not a priority anymore. They're all over the place. So, don't expect to get away with a couple of weeks' work and be a super trader. Sorry if that upsets some of you. I really am genuinely sorry, because if you know no better, then you can't help yourselves, can you? But there you go. Anyway, sorry, yet another rambling rant. I do apologise, guys. I felt the worst I've felt, just on closing, I felt the worst I've felt with a cold today. I should talk about trading. I thought, 6 weeks in now, nearly, I think, 5 or 6. It's like Chinese whispers. It's definitely way over 4 now. Let's just have a look at what we got on here, just to go back to talking about trading. EJ pushing down nicely. Gold in the green buy zone. What's that doing? My runner got stopped out, didn't it? We haven't got a new trigger. If that turned green on the and closed green on the M5 and it hasn't broken the high, then you drop to M1 and have a look. They won't all work, the early ones. But saying that, if you have momentum break that high and you've got room before the close of the next hour, what is 30-minute telling me on this one? 30-minute, previous 30-minute on the RSI is a bust, pullback, break and close. It's higher. So that's increased momentum. That was the 30-minute candle close. We're only 3.5 minutes into the new candle. It hasn't broken the high. So what do we need to look at the 15. That's a new momentum trigger on that red candle there, and it's not broken the high. There. So we're sort of looking to attack that high. 5 minutes was all wrong, wasn't it? So, and then we've got effectively a 1 minute 2B. I know it's a mess with all the lines. Doesn't mean a thing to me. I can see through them. You won't, but you will after 2 or 3 years serious concentrating. Now, really and truthfully, I want to see an M1 green before I consider that to be a closed green. This one did. So the TMA, because there's no slope there, that's why this hasn't done its stuff. But if this closes green now, then the break of this new high should then power us on up to potentially test that at 7 pips. Remember the scalpers that go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pips? If it don't turn green, it ain't a trade. Close screen, I say. It's not even flickering. Here we go. This is flickering now, so this is starting to look a little bit, because obviously it's a bit higher than the slope is forming in front of our very eyes. Come on, baby. Look, just look left. What happens when that closes green? Price moves up. What happens when that closes green? Price moves up. If they don't work, make sure you don't just discount them as being a rubbish trading system. Look at the times, the closes of the candles and everything. But I find it just easier to watch in real time. We've got 17 seconds until this closes potentially green, and it's going to go without us. But this is why I've got all of them on there. You don't have to wait for the TMA. You make up your own rules, But when I'm posting charts on here, so now we have a close, and that high is that's the entry point. But it's risky now because, as I said before, the momentum has, has entered the market. And remember, we now have to double check our higher time frame, see what they're telling us. Still nothing really sensible on the M5. 3 minutes till the end of that M5 bar. But, and we're running into new resistance levels, which is effectively the target. A really good scalper, and I'm not talking about myself now, would have made money there. But I'm getting better and better, as I say, every day. All you have to do is just look at the charts to teach yourself how to do this. You cannot go short. You cannot just hit it short because it looks like it's exhausted, or it looks like those famous words, RSI's overbought, oversold, whatever. And notice this, seen it so many times, this is over. But, it's over until the new triggers. But this is a powerful candle. It's a momentum candle. That's your bust, pulling back. That was your bust. That's your pullback. That's your continuation, and that's what that did. You could trade the close above the the clothesline on that. Not wait for the wick. That's another way to trade it. But I'm not telling you what you should trade. You learn what you should trade. You've got the tools. That's 10 pips. You've got the spread to take out of that as well. But it's all on the charts. So this has been another rambling video, but hopefully it has some value. I know it does to me just talking about it all. It makes so much sense. We've got 3CR down. How lucky are we to have all this really, really, really good stuff? Dinesh made that indicator for us. Aaron, Intrepid Noodle on Twitter, and Dinesh DV is on Twitter as well, made that for us. I mean, these people, they are gods. Because they didn't ask for payment from any of you. ICT deserves to, hold his head down in shame for the crap he teaches people. It's criminal. And I'm not talking about whatever, Telling people trend lines don't work is beyond criminal, in my opinion. So anyway, this no surprises. This is collapsing. So we talk about 3CRs, and I say 70-80% of them will pull back, but every 3CR is different. This has hit supply. It's easy to say in hindsight, but I never ever assume anything. You got to learn how to trade these things, and these things, I've said this before, they teach us how to trade. everything here. You know, Dean's lines. So Dinesh, Aaron, kiss. I think kiss my ass, something like that. Is Dean's handle on Twitter. Rather rude, but it's the actual handle. It's funny, makes me smile every time. You know, these lines are fully automated. Indicators. Oh no, OpenAI is a script in it. There. Apologies. The cold meds are. I've had too much coffee yesterday and couldn't sleep. All gone. That one was a manual level, wasn't it? And let's put them all back on again. And the reason for these things is I want, you know, I want to see clear air. That's clear air in a down move. That's clear air. That is a, you know, so how much, all red, 3 reds, it's not broken that. That's resistance, probably daily, I think, or maybe even weekly. Weekly resistance is being tested as support now. And if it closes below it, it will likely just pop back up to it, and then it will drop down to the next level, 6 pips. There's builders going on outside, that's what that noise is. It's all over the place at the moment. And this thing, that lovely big gap there. I love it when we get big moves. I haven't said this enough either, because you know, gold moves up, moves down, all these other pairs move up, move down. I know I'm going to have loads of beautiful, that's 20 pips, 22, 23 pips, 24 pips, that gap. 24 pips. All I've got to see is 3 reds and all the other stuff, and I'm good. It's just, but I don't hit everything. Christ, there's trades everywhere. Just, you know, what can I say? I love it. Obsession. I felt rotten. I'm going to repeat myself probably again. I felt absolutely rotten today. And my friend, she's got it as well. Whatever it is, bad cold. And I hate to labour it because I know us blokes get, you know, it's man flu and all that. But it's not debilitating. It's not a proper illness, is it? It's just annoying. But this morning was rotten. And then I opened my charts, started talking about trades. As I said, I made 4 or 5 failed outtakes. And I felt perfect again. And that's what trading, you know, that's one of the aspects of trading I absolutely love. What I do is the obsession. Oh, how lovely. The obsession. Now, if this turns green and then we break the low of that with a red, hallelujah. So this carries me through all sorts. Divorces, my beloved dog, who I can only just, after God knows how many years, talk about properly. This is why I stopped making videos. I've mentioned it on Twitter. I couldn't make videos because I could hear my dog in the background, and I used to refer to walking the dog and seeing the dog. That dog was my little girl. Sadly, we couldn't have children, and I'm really getting into this digressing now. Picked the wrong ladies, unfortunately. But and that's not derogatory towards the ladies. It's just one of those things, miscarriages and God knows what else. Umpteen, devastating. Anyway, the dog was my baby, my princess, and I got too attached to her. I knew I would before I got the dog. It took me years to, you know, listen to my family and get a dog because I knew exactly what would happen. Chatting to a friend about the horses the other day as well. They were just glorified dogs. I was watching a program on the horses, and they, on horses, with horses, whatever, I miss them so much because when you win the trust of an animal, whether it's your dog, which they just love you, don't they? Loyal to a fault. Or horses take a lot more winning over. But they are just, in my opinion, glorified dogs. Get the right one, treat them right, and they are adorable. And they live for 30, 40 years, you know? What if I ever got a horse now, they'll outlive me easy by 20 years. So anyway, that if that turns red, it's like, you know, you can't just trade to this pink level, whatever it was, 24 pips, because you've got a 3CR in the way. So 5 or 10 pips, thank you very much. But we've not got 3 reds yet. And as I said earlier, this should really have a little pullback, test that resistance again, because it's broken it. There's no rules, you know, some people say test 3 times, test 4 times. If this had tested, you know, test up here, test up here, test up here, and stopped making lower lows, then that is bullish. You know, people draw wedges and they draw triangles and God knows what else. I used to. Didn't have a clue what I was looking at. But this will give you a clue. This teaches you to trade. Look at that beauty. So there's just no, you know, there's no buyers in the market as it stands. So what are we? 43 seconds. It's just going to go. Effectively, it's gone without us. But I would risk. I would, you know, if I'd done more multi-time frame analysis, different 3CRs and things. That's a 3CR up there. You know, 3 reds. That's a drill. If you're wondering what that funny noise is, it's nothing to do with me. 3 reds. So effectively, we're looking at the low of that trigger candle, which is that one. Red, red, red. Move that over if you want. We've got the low on there now. This is what I mean by trades are everywhere. This is pretty much a new strategy. And there's the close below that. And then no drawdown. There to there. 18 beautiful piperunas. Okay, guys, on that note, I think I should just upload this and go and have a walk and get some dinner. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening again. I've said that, I think, maybe twice already in this video.